Hey YouTube, Mark Hoffman here, and today I've got a rather different folder to show you, and that is the SOG Twitch II. So, personally, I used to have the SOG Flash. I really enjoyed it, sold it. It was too big for my use, and I really did enjoy it. But I have always been very curious about the SOG Twitch series. And for me, the only reason I was really interested in it is because it's a backlock and it's a speed-assisted knife. So for me personally, that was really interesting. Also, the construction of the lock is also interesting. You have a piece of steel here that has been folded over into one mechanism. So you're not going to have a bar that's going to come up here. You get a benefit of being able to clean out your knife very easily, and if you need to, you can disassemble this. However, I am not going to be disassembling this knife, and I don't ever plan to, because it is a nightmare. I've watched a few channels attempt it, and for me personally, even being a watchmaker, I don't want to deal with it. It's a headache I don't want to do or have. So, we've got a nice pocket clip here. I really do go for knives that have like a smooth, textured, finished handle. So something like that would probably be like your Chris Reeve Small and Cozy. You've got a relatively smooth texture there, and it does a great job of not really latching onto your jeans. Here is the ZT and I always forget, 0770, and this has the aluminum scales, but it's a very slick texture and doesn't really tear up your jeans. And let's, well, for the heck of it, grab another one. Here is the Kershaw Leak in carbon fiber and CPM 154. And again, a smooth surface on your jeans. So for me, that is really kind of what I go for and really enjoy in a knife. Now, this is a great opportunity to give you a size comparison of this knife. So we've got this smaller blade, and it is, as I measure it over here, it is the sharpened blade length is 65 millimeters. So that is pretty nice. It's nice and compact, small, but very usable. I've been enjoying it a lot. So here it is compared to the Kershaw Leak, and then to the ZT. Going to try and match up the pivots there, and I'll make some room here as I knock everything about. We've got the Small and Cozy. Now, I personally feel like the Small and Cozy is the most comparable size out of all these, and this is really the size that I kind of go for in a knife anyways. So it is very compact, it's very thin, very, I guess, unintrusive, especially when you go into this tactical black look. They do have it in a gray aluminum. They also have it in a brass, or I think it's a bronze handled one. That one is rather heavy, and I think it is discontinued. But personally, I like the all black. Now, as you can see there, you do kind of have to put a little bit of power behind your finger to get the flipper out, and that is only because you don't have washers in this thing. It is riding on the aluminum handles here, or should I say, yes, the aluminum handles, which is interesting. I wish it had washers, but then also I'm thankful, because if those washers wore out, I'd have to take this thing apart. So it riding on the scales itself actually is pretty interesting and a rather smart move. So in the back here, we also have the safety switch. Now, this switch basically locks out the back lock. You cannot open the knife, and when it is activated, when the knife is open, you cannot close the knife. So you've got a nice safety feature there, and one of the things I like about that is, let's say I've forgotten this on my bedside table, and, you know, your kids grab it or something like that. It might take them a little while to actually open it until you find them with it. So, yeah, that's a thing. So keeping that safety on is a must. So The other thing that I really do like about this knife is not only is it compact, but it's very quick and it's very robust. Now, it doesn't look very robust, but those stainless steel liners are going to be very heavy duty. The construction of this is going to be good because you've got T6 hardware all throughout, and you've got this big pivot. Now, the pivot itself is not very large, but under that pivot is going to be your assisted spring. And again, this is another great feature because all you have to do, if this spring breaks or gets worn out, you just take the pivot off, pull out the spring, pop in your new one, and you're ready to go. So that is a really nice feature and a thing that I really liked about the knife. The other thing I really like about this knife is the blade shape. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, you should get I think it's the Kaiser Big Glider. And I'm just thinking to myself, why would I buy that if I can get this? It's essentially the same knife if you really look at it, and the same blade. But one of the things I like about this blade is when you are sharpening it, you just lay it right there. You don't need a sharpening choil or anything like that. And you just go across and then down, and then you're done. Very easy to sharpen, especially since it is running on AUS 8 steel. Now, I know there are better steels out there. I mean, I already showed you S30V or S35VN. We've got S45. We've got CPM 154, and then we've got S30V. I mean, we've got some great steels here, but AUS 8 is a working steel. You can sharpen this up very quickly and very easily, and that's another reason why I went for this knife. But primarily, the reason why I bought this knife, this specific knife, is because it was pre-owned and only 25 bucks. And I think that was a great deal for a small, very, very useful knife like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and a few other knives that I may have in my collection. Till the next one, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.